Hello and welcome. We are live here with episode 2 of CSRA's The Talk. And this episode is named, what did I name this episode? I'm not very sure. Uh,
You just named it Gage?
L
Gage is here?
F O O C.
And he's not
Gage
here,
was
just like
alive for
that.
2 seconds. I hope y'all know
Woohoo!
that. That was Gage tuning in. Oh, yeah, this episode's named The Outary Show, by the way,
Okay.
in case anyone missed it. I'm going to copy that link.
Ashton General.
Oh, lordy. Oh, wait, I can't check it on my computer. I forgot about that. Hold on. Let me check general.
Ashton is selling. It's the second episode and he's already fumbled the podcast. How
Fumbled.
do you do that?
Bro, it's a
Shoot,
podcast. It's going to be a little rinky
Damn.
dink at the
My
beginning.
bald spot goes crazy. Him. Anyway. I don't look into my camera often.
Usually the first, 2 minutes is me, crap. Hold up. I got to get the stream link. Give me one momento, please, guys. And then share, copy link, and then paste, and we're good. Okay. So, anyways, as y'all see, this episode's named The Outarys Show because, as you know, Outary has undoubtedly destroyed everyone so far in the first 2 races. He didn't take the pole, actually, at Sebring.
That's what I'm saying.
He also didn't qualify in Q. Didn't he get knocked out in Q1 or Q2? I forgot.
He got knocked out in Q2 because he didn't even set a lap.
Yeah, Outary proving he doesn't need to start up front to win. Then again, he was honestly before the first safety car, which was about at halfway in the race. Outary was 45 seconds out of the lead, so definitely some safety cars helped him.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing what he needed to do.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you look at the standings, Outary has a 20-point lead after the Florida Grand Prix ahead of Snob. Snob in second with 31 points. Outary in first with 51. Behind Snob is Norfolk with 20, which is still surprising considering he took home 2 points in the Florida Grand Prix, so he stays in third, and then Addicted in fourth with 16. So, anyways, Outarys dominance in the races so far. Can Outary be stopped, and will his luck run out, or will he just start struggling?
I don't see it happening. We know Outer is a great driver. It just all depends on that car. It comes down to whether agent's feeding that car what it needs. Because it's been quite obvious that he's been pulled on the straights sometimes, so he doesn't have quite the engine you're looking for. So unless they start pumping up their numbers a little bit in certain categories, they might start getting easily passed on some of the straights and other portions of the track that they aren't competitive in.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I mean, we saw that, at Sebring, they didn't have the best car at all. I think it was fairly obvious either the Ferrari or the Tesla was the best car at Sebring.
Yeah, Snov was the only one to run probably the fastest laps in practice and in qualifying. He figured out the line really, really quick, and he perfected it before anybody else could. Once it came to the race and everybody was able to cut the little bit of portions of the track, they can use a teeny bit of the uh,
Track limits?
corner cuts. Like they were, then everybody was flying. But Snov was the only one to run legal lines quickly
Yeah.
in qualifying.
See, Snob also set the fastest lap of the race. So he got that bonus point for that. But Snob seems to be on the natural road courses the faster driver between him and Outary. Now, of course, we know Snob could have easily won the Florida Grand Prix. Into the final corner, him and Outary were side by side. It was maybe one of the best finishes we've ever seen in CSRA history.
Yeah, it was a very close finish. I'm still proud of where Snov finished. I mean, I would rather him not wreck the crap out of Outary or cause any drama and just take it home second rather than bump and bang, push him into turn
Mhm.
one, maybe ruin his race or Outary's
Mhm.
race. It's not how you want to finish a race. So I'm happy with what he did. I'm happy with his decisions. We got second place. It happens.
So during the Sebring Grand Prix, or not the Sebring Grand Prix, the Florida Grand Prix at Sebring, we saw a big long run to start the race, and we saw Snob pull away, and then we also saw the Ferraris right behind him. And of course, as you know, Gavin started second, didn't he? Gavin started second
Yep.
in yeah, Gavin started second in the Florida Grand Prix, which was amazing in that Ferrari. We didn't think the Ferraris had too much speed after Chicago, but maybe they just weren't good at Chicago. Um, just considering what happened in there. But we also got to remember before the final safety cars at Chicago, Addicted was running like fifth, and then he got absolutely, screwed over and ended up finishing like yeah, Addicted
10th,
in 10th, yeah.
last place on the starting. He only got 1 point,
Hmm.
and it was sad. Both of the Ferraris, while I was running through the pack, I saw them both fall back due to decisions other drivers made.
Hmm.
They got blocked and pushed out of the way quite easily. So I
Hmm.
think it's a lot more aggressive in those final laps, especially with
Hmm.
twice now we've had late safety cars come out and it changes the whole
Hmm.
pace of the race.
See, it couldn't really happen too much at Sebring because I mean, if you try to send someone and you fail, you're kind of gone. To be fair, but Addicted was right there and was gonna be able to win if something happened between them two because he was within a second of the top two into the final corner. And my camera froze. That was weird. Anyways, we're back. Yeah, but Addicted was right there. And speaking of Addicted, his teammate Gavin also finished fourth, bringing home plenty of points for that Ferrari team. Because if we look at the constructors, Ferrari is now third. They've gained 3 places in the constructors over a week as they took home 27 points over the Florida Grand Prix, which is only 2 points less than Haas, who took home the most points of the weekend, and of course Tesla taking home the third most points of the weekend with 25. So all those teams very close together right there. I think it could be a 3-horse battle for the constructors title. Of course, in the constructors, Haas has a 22-point lead, but that does not really mean too much right now after 2 races. Your mic cut out, Painter. I can't. I know I can't hear you. Huh? Did I do something funny? Hold up, one moment. We're having technical issues. I can see that he's talking on my Discord, but I can't hear him. Oh no! What happened? Oh no! 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 No. I love. Oh no! What happened to my? There we go. Okay, I had to unplug an aux cord and plug it back in, so we're good. Go ahead, Painter. 3-way battle. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I mean, you can kind of see that in Formula One in real life. I mean, sorta. I mean, yeah, their car's amazing. Hmm. Yeah, Ferrari with Gavin and Addicted. Oh, okay. I was wondering why. Okay, I was so confused because on the constructors thing I put DRA instead of GRA. So I was like, was there a different driver than Gavin for Ferrari? But no, I just put in the wrong letters for the three-letter initial. So yeah, Gavin and Addicted. I think they will both be there. I think they'll both show up the whole time. I don't think we'll see any issues come out of them. Now, here's going to be the thing for Haas is if Outary will keep showing up. If Outary doesn't show up for even one race, Ferrari or Tesla could be right there on them. Mm-hmm. 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 And another team that turned it around this week, along with Ferrari, was Dodge. Dodge, of course, did not have a good showing at Chicago. Johnny Yang, who is Res Levin, did not show up for the first race, and then Orion did not have a good showing as well. They scored 0 points at Chicago, but this week they scored 18 points, which is the fourth most points out of any team for the weekend. So a double points finish for them, and they're up to now sixth. Yeah, they're up to sixth in the constructors, only 5 points behind Alpha Saito and 6 points behind Corvette. So now the question is, does Corvette get their act together and try to battle back, or what can they do? Mm-hmm. 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 And mm-hmm. And of course, we saw what happened between Norfolk finished ninth, and we saw what happened between him and Judge for that ninth place spot coming to the checkered flag. Judge was dooring Norfolk, and Norfolk said he had enough, and Norfolk turned Judge right before the line. Norfolk taking ninth, Judge taking 10th, and getting Williams their first point. Now, we need to talk about Williams. Williams, of course, with Judge, we know Judge was really fast at Chicago. He was maybe the second fastest driver there, but he could not he could not show to the race. So Williams was the only team that only had one car in the Chicago Grand Prix, and we know Janitor, of course, did not score points. He finished near the tail end of the field. And then at Sebring, Judge did not show up for practice, did not show up for qualifying, got there for the race, no practice. He brought it home in 10th. Not exactly where he would have wanted to finish, but with no practice, you can only do so much, and especially considering he was coming home after some surgery. And Janitor. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, of course, we know Williams has speed with Judge. We know Judge will have speed come the rest of the season. Don't count Williams out quite yet. They're already 60 points behind of the championship, so a constructors title may be out of their reach at this point already. Considering we're heading into race 3 of 13. However, if Williams is going to be competitive, Janitor's going to have to step up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have heard some rumors that Judge is looking for someone, and honestly, one of the people I've heard is out of the McLaren camp, which is Lexus. Will Lexus switch to Williams? I have no clue. It's not my business. If he does go to Williams, will we see McLaren fall off the map? And McLaren's already tied for last with Audi with 0 points. And I mean, sure, Lexus has scored 0 points himself at McLaren, so honestly, Judge may not be looking at him. So who knows? Um, mm, mm, mhm, mhm. See, the issue is Janitor can't say that the car is the issue, considering he's 2 to 3 seconds slower than his teammate at so far at both tracks. Hmm. Hmm. See, Elwood, Super Speedway, and Avis are going to be those two tracks that any team can go win if they play their cards right, and that's really where R&D is going to be important. Now, we do head to a very fast street circuit Friday night at South Mobile, and the question is, of course, um, can a small team get it going there? Because at that track, it's much more about that track's much more based on the car, and we know that the Haas probably does not have the best power unit, but can they keep up at South Mobile? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So, so Audi also struggling with McLaren. Not much we can talk about there besides just they kind of suck right now. It's not. Mhm. Yeah, it's been a very interesting. Oh crap! I left the. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I accidentally joined the call on my. I can explain. I can explain. I can explain. I accidentally joined on my phone because I was looking who was in the audience. I love this. Nah, so the Audis, of course, we know their struggles are happening, and honestly, they're down there with McLaren. And remember, at the end of the season, we're losing one or two of those bottom teams, and we're getting some new ownership in there. And Judge is not going to be one of those bottom two. He is not letting his team go out the door like that. Mm. He will not lose his team. Hmm. See, the thing is right now is we have South Mobile this week. We have Le Mans the next week. That's amazing. And then let me check the schedule. And then we head to Elwood. Elwood weeks right after, or Elwood. Yeah, no, the two races. The month of Elwood basically happens right after Le Mans, which will be yeah, yeah. Le Mans will probably be. Let's see. We know we race the 19th here in 6 days, and then we will race probably the 27th, maybe the day before the Indy 500. No clue. Probably around right there. That's when we will be in. That's when we will be at Le Mans, and then of course we have the month of June, which is Elwood, and we have the Elwood Road Course, and then the Elwood Oval, and that is where it's going to get crazy because two crown jewel races right there. I mean, everyone wants to win at Elwood Road Course. Everyone especially wants to win at Elwood Oval. Mm-hmm. So the question I guess you could say is, are we going to see two-car tandems with teammates primarily, or will we see like two teams team up and try to group up, or like what will we see? Mm-hmm. See, one of the most interesting things will be is if a team knows that they have the fastest car in a straight line, which we will see in qualifying. We will see in qualifying, because remember Elwood Oval is a different qualifying format. Um, Elwood Oval single car qualifying, and then the duels. Um, so that will happen. Um, because you have the single car qualifying, and then um, how it works is we have the two duels, and each team, whichever teammate qualified first is in the first duel, whichever one qualified second is in the second duel. Um, we may depending on how lag is at Elwood, we may be sending people home for the Elwood Oval um, after the duels, considering I don't think we can run 20 cars on an oval. Um, so yeah, it'll yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I still wish we could host our own server. That would be nice. But anyways, we have one last thing to talk about before we'll get ready for the Mobile Grand Prix on Friday. Aston Martin. The Aston Martin team, of course, had a brilliant showing at the first race in Chicago. Beast was very competitive, got the pole. Unfortunately, finished fifth, I think. Yeah, he finished fifth. And they looked really strong after Elwood, or not Elwood, Chicago. What am I saying? And then, of course, as we know, at Chicago, or not Chicago, at Sebring, Beast qualified fourth. He was third in Q2, ended up qualifying fourth. But then they just didn't score points. Mhm. See, the issue is that Beast Sonata, he can hold his own at Aston Martin. I mean, he was in the top 5 the entire race up until one of those final safety cars. I believe the issue was a pit stop. I'm not very certain. I forgot what happened, but he got stuck in the midfield, and on a restart, anything could happen. I think he got spun around, and he couldn't make it back up in time. So he knows he has speed, and especially at a track coming up where it's very wide, easy to pass. I don't think we'll see the field piling up into turn 1. I think we'll see his raw pace come out at a very wide track. So yeah, but Beast's teammate is still working on it. He qualified 12th at Sebring. Considering his lack of experience in these cars, I think he's doing fairly decent right now, and I don't think Beast is planning on getting rid of him anytime soon, just considering he's doing way better than the Janitor is. Let's just be honest. Yeah, it's very interesting. So anyways, we head to the high speeds of South Mobile Street Circuit and the Mobile Grand Prix on Friday, and then we head to Le Mans for the French Grand Prix. Of course, that's going to be a wild crown jewel. But yeah, we're gonna call it an episode here because I got stuff I had to do and all that crap. But yeah, we hope y'all enjoyed it, and we'll see y'all for episode 3 after South Mobile.